Hi, my darling Cupies. So I figured that it might be fun to show you guys some of my, old art, especially since this notebook, I'm actually going to be, oh, pardon me. I'm going to be taking, it changed directions multiple times. Like at first it was meant to be like a 5-minute ink sketch on a daily. This was my bedroom window in 2018 and 2019. Yeah. And that was like my view out of it. And these two are like, I had they were like on these little clips. They were these solar powered little light bulbs that when the sun set, they turn on. They're meant for like gardens and stuff. But yeah. And then this down here is the radiator. And it had like a little metal shelf thing on top of it. And then just beyond the window, you could see the cathedral next door. And right over here is one of the buildings associated with it. I don't know what it is exactly, but it is a religious building of some sort. I don't know anything about Catholicism, so I'm not sure what it is. And then the rest of it just devolves into this. Some of these is like, I do intend on keeping. Oh yeah, and then here I am re-embracing the whole ink thing again. Oh, and I also tried to draw this house. This is a house that's in Bel Air. And then became the food drawings. This here was a meal of cucumbers, green bell peppers, and avocado. I'm gonna erase this one. So some of these I'm gonna erase because I want to have a very specific like thing going on with this particular sketchbook. Like, okay, so here I've got oats and berries, apple pie a la mode, cake, some sort of turtleneck, a Charleston 2, what looks like a school lunch of some sort, various random food items, and of course random sketches. Okay, so here we go back into the ink. Now we're looking at really old classic antique cars. Oh yeah, and I fucked up there. Yeah, look at that Ford. It's Ford Galaxy. Oh, right, sorry. I forgot about that. Definitely getting erased. Little ink doodle of like old fashioned, you know, from like the 18th century. This is a really shitty doodle of like the curvy Barbie that I did in like 2 seconds, like literally 2 seconds. Oh yeah, and some shoes and a turtleneck that I was very fixated on when I was working at the thrift store. And I was sitting there like, okay, I drew them. Now I need to remember that I plan on getting them whenever I'm allowed to do so. Oh, I remember this drawing. Someone had called me beautiful. And I found it so perplexing because, you know, at the time I was presenting masculine. Oh, and then I drew this doodle of this lady thing. She's like a shelf with big, long, dangly legs. Like, the body is solid, but the legs are, like, really soft. And I thought it was dead cute, so. And then the last page is blank. So I'm planning on going through this, erasing a lot of shit that's no longer relevant, or that I just don't feel like is worthy of being kept record of in a physical form. So that's why it's like, okay, we got the video content of those drawings. Now I can erase them without feeling bad. Let's see, here's another one of my ink drawings that I did. I actually did a lot of those ink drawings in this one. Let's see, and then got another ink drawing right here. It's kind of like emo girl. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I got really into like drawing people. I'm not going to share what's on this paper because it's just a written out thing. It's not like actual visual art. And it's just vaguely like triggering. But yeah, so here's another sketch. Someone's ankle tattoo, so I like sketched it, you know? They had weird shoes on too. Here's another drawing here. Let me just move these out of the way. There we go. It's a girl wearing an oversized button-up shirt and what looks like boxers and holding a small glass of an alcoholic beverage on the rocks. And here's someone that was laying in the grass that I drew. Basically, a lot of these drawings are based off of pictures I found on Pinterest and stuff, or Tumblr. Here's another girl just chilling, I guess. God, I miss drawing so much. I don't know why, but I always like the feeling this one evokes, because it feels so familiar. I don't know why, but I really love drawing humans in ink. Here's a skateboarder and a giant sweater. Let's see, what else have we got? We've got some more discarded doodles. Like, gee whiz, I think I tried to put together an outfit there. Oh, that ain't a bad doodle. Also, again, all ink. More ink doodles. This one sucks. More ink doodles. This one also sucks. And so did the ones on the back. But I thought I would show those too because that's an honest part of my creative journey. Let's see. This book is empty. Mostly because everything I drew in it ended up in this pile. Oopsie. But I plan on filling this up again, and this time not cutting out all the pictures that I draw, because that's like really wasteful. But it's like those ones I had a specific plan for, that's why. So this is one I drew. I called her Leanne. That's what I named the ghost that haunted my apartment when I lived in Steubenville. She's okay. She's kind of mid, like as far as the artwork goes. This is an abstract one I did, watercolor. Like this is all watercolor. And I don't know, I'm still kind of proud of it. Okay, this was a sheet that I just practiced a bunch of shit on. Doodling and shit and shading, and I was just practicing a lot of different artistic concepts. This one is just nightmares and shit, man. I called this one Head in the Clouds or something stupid like that, or Spaced Out. I'm not sure. Something like that. But yeah. If you couldn't tell, a lot of the times my art reflects how I view myself. Oh, and then this I drew just because I wanted to experiment with drawing people with a hijab and all that, so that I could like work on really framing the face correctly and take away the ability the hair has to hide certain flaws in the drawing. It basically was a way of taking out the safety net, and yeah, but I think she's turned out quite beautifully. Honestly, I think that hijabi women are very beautiful. Let's see, and then here I drew a design of like an alien dude and did some blending and shit like that to figure out the colors. Like this was what I was thinking of for the hair. Like this was me breaking down different details to figure out how this one looked, because I was going to sculpt him, but it never happened. Oh, and these are a bunch of Hello Kitty shit that I doodled like really quickly. I was just showing some kids, basically. I was like, hey, here's how you draw Hello Kitty. And I tried to make it as simple as possible, so that's why it looks a little derpy. I never finished this. Here's another Hello Kitty. Once again, demonstrated for the kids. I allow it to be imperfect so that the kids allow themselves to also be imperfect. There's a strategy. Here is my old friend. His name is Yosef. He was a pigeon with a broken wing. I nursed him back to health and set him free. And here is 18th century fashion broken down layer by layer in the order in which they would go. I'm actually incredibly proud of it. And here's a 18th I said 18th century, right? Yeah, because that's 18th century clothing, to clarify, in case I misspoke. And here's an 18th century gown that I also drew and used watercolor. This is watercolor. I never finished her, but she was never meant to be the focal point. It was always the gown. Here's me just playing around with watercolors, brush strokes, testing out new brushes. Nothing major. A little doodle of my mom. She does not look like this. She hasn't looked like this since I was a little kid. So whenever I did see her in person after 2 years in prison, I was like, oh, that was not expected. I never finished this one. I want to. It's going to be like a surrealist, gothic horror type of feeling to it. But like with a nerdiness. I don't know. Oh, and here is an Animal Crossing Pocket Camp doodle. Because I was really into that at that moment. And yeah. And another weird, like edgy kind of picture I started to work on and then never finished. Again, I was working, this time I think I was working on trying to figure out poses and stuff. Oh, I still have some blank pages. Actually, I kind of like this. I wrote this a billion years ago, I swear. I wrote this back in my senior year of high school. I was 18, maybe. Yeah, 18. And I don't know, I'm just now coming across this again, and it's like, oh, that's interesting. And it's especially interesting seeing it from this perspective where I'm no longer presenting masculine, and I'm presenting more feminine now, but I don't really identify as such. So it's very interesting to see that, and it's like, and the final concluding part is that it's clay ready to be molded into the more confident and comfortable version of myself. I compared my body to clay. And honestly, I didn't even realize how much this was actually going to be speaking of the future. I didn't realize how much this would actually be foreshadowing, because it's like, oh, look, turns out I'm not even a dude either. And then here's me slipping on ice in the dead of winter. Another sketch that I never quite finished. I was trying something that kind of turned into nothing. Like a big old nothing burger. Okay. The Detective and the Doctor, Holmes and Watson. I don't know. I had a big fixation on them. They were like a special interest for a long time. Okay, this is a self-portrait. And it kind of depicts me looking up at the sky as the moon is out, but the sun is beginning to set. So you see the moon bathed in this beautiful pink light. And the whole sky is light pink and light blue. And you're like, wow, trans pride colors. So that's why I painted and recreated that, what I saw that day. Then there's this one, which is a visual symbolism of how I get lost into music and kind of swim in it, drown in it, get immersed in it. This is watercolor and this is watercolor. These are both watercolor paintings, by the way. Never finished this one, just a dude standing on a roof. Oh. So this is not the only version of this. There's a second version of this. And it is on the ceiling in the art room at my high school. It's basically this idea of a dark clown. This idea of, I don't know. It's hard to express. Here I am again, practicing random things like eyes. God, I was really good at drawing eyes. Just randomly drawing eyes in the background, randomly drawing faces. This is another practice sheet. You know I'm gonna fill that up. Okay. This one I'm really proud of. I drew this in ink using dried up Crayola markers, which is why some of the shading's really light there, because it was like really dry, that one. And some of the colors that I used on the face were also pretty dry, which is how I ended up getting this very interesting texture and effect in regard to the skin and the clothing and the hair, like the way that it's colored. I'm really fucking proud of this one, actually, because I used some dying public space Crayola markers to do this. And then here's a bloke smoking, being edgy. A silhouette. She's not meant to be filled in. Another thing that went terribly wrong. That went wrong. That went wrong. That never got finished. That never got finished. Oh, yes. Gay. Oh, look, even gayer. There's Troye Sivan. There's some boys kissing or guys kissing. I don't know. This one I never finished, but it was supposed to be two dudes kissing, and you'd see his fingers. You could see where I started to draw them laced behind his neck. Here's another. Here's two guys holding hands right here, and it fades upward, and then you see two hands being, like, you see two people holding hands over center console of a car. You can even see the leg, like the leg here, and as it fades into this face of two people kiss, like this picture of two people kissing. So yeah, it was a very gay collage that I made. I did this because I'm a spiteful bitch, and yeah. Will you focus? There. I don't know what I was trying to draw. Oh yeah, and this one, it's the prompt Poisonous from Inktober of 2018. Tranquil, also October 2018. This was day 2. This one was the first attempt, but I scrapped it and scrapped that one as well. There. Inktober day 3, Roasted. And by Inktober day 4, I gave up. Here's a drawing that I did in a college class when in the fall of 2018. I was basically doing a demonstration, like a presentation in front of the class, demonstrating how to draw, because we were told teach how to do something, you know, to kind of practice with public speaking and shit. So I showed them, and they were like, "Whoa!" And I was like, "Yeah." Oh, and this, I'm really proud of this one, even still to this day. The shading. Hold on. Like, good golly. All of the detail. I mean, look at those eyes. There's so much, like, I don't know. I'm really proud of how this turned out. I miss when I used to draw like this. Okay. And this is Lily, the first trans woman to undergo sex reassignment surgery. And she has, like, a whole movie based on her, and she was an artist. And I based this off of, like, I think it was a portrait of her, or maybe like I don't know. But this is watercolor. I used watercolor for this. I never actually finished this. This was actually meant to be a really cool poster idea that I had come up with for, what's the word? 21 Pilots or something. And that is just a sad sack on a couch, curled up. Hey, that's my life. More random writing. More random writing. We're gonna... Oh. Yeah, you know, that's valid. Someone's having an existential crisis, like, perpetually. And that's actually it. The rest of it's just random, unfinished scribbles and doodles that suck. I'm so nice to myself. And I already showed you guys this one, right? Oh. This one's the first drawing that I drew in here. 2018. Another drawing I drew. Just a little doodle. Here's another little doodle. 18th century bloke this time. There. I have no idea who this is supposed to be, but he looks really scientific and stuff. I'm gonna turn the page. I'm gonna turn the page. So yeah, nope. We're gonna divert the camera away now because I need to make sure that the rest of this is just scribbles, thoughts, things that I'm not sharing. Not because of anything with me, but more so, oh yeah, here's a drawing of my main character from the book I've been writing for the past like decade. I never finished it. I was trying to redraw him because I had failed. Here he is again. And here I think is also supposed to be him. Yay, here we go again. I actually really like that one. He looks so sad, so melancholic. So gaunt even. Good Lord. And then the rest of this is blank. Okay. Hold on a second. Okay. Now, I don't want to show you guys what's inside of this portfolio simply because that's where my book writings are kind of hidden right now. So, forgive me for a moment, but you guys are stuck with a close-up of my leg. Okay, let me see. These are all little bits and pieces of the actual story. Okay, yes. As I expected. I need to clean this portfolio thingy out. Here, let me just. Okay, now that it's covered up with something. Okay, so here is a little toy turtle that I drew from when I was a baby. I drew this 2019, I think. 2018, 2019, not sure exactly. Here is a thing I drew back in middle school, actually. It's a Scotty dog, bagpipes, and a shamrock. We're Scottish and Irish, my family. I'm gonna put the rest of my art in there too, the other ones that I showed you guys earlier. There we go. So yeah, this is basically my art and writing portfolio. I have song ideas. Anyway, and here is another one of my ink sketches that I'm actually incredibly proud of. I don't know, I like the way that he looks like he's just really tranquil, floating through his environment. That really stood out to me. So I drew it. Here's another one of my sketchbooks. I know I have so many. Ew! That's such a shitty sketch. Oh, yes, and I started drawing like weird house ideas and then trying to polish them up to make them better. Once again, in the vein of drawing in ink, of course. And here's a picture, a doodle of me going out in Bel Air, Ohio, and gathering up all of the stray carts from around town and bringing them back to the respective stores. And at the top it says, "No cart left behind." It was freezing. I couldn't feel my fingers after that. Oh. And here is from when I made my 18th century shirt. And here's a bunch of random scrap shit that I just pasted on the page because yay. And here is an outfit that I came up with out of some of the objects I saw around me at the store. Here's a doodle of me breathing out clouds of fog in the cold. I never did finish him. I really do enjoy my ink doodles. I have a lot of fun with those. I don't know why, but there's just something visually that I find more pleasing about them than the ones in pencil. I really like, so my favorite things to work with are pencil, ink, and watercolor. Those are my 3 favorite things to work with. I deal with acrylic as well, don't get me wrong, I do. But yeah, I'm not sure yet what I plan on drawing right now, but I know that I want to draw sometime today. Let me see what's in my other sketchbook, if anything. Oh yeah, so this is from when I was showing the doodle of like some of the ideas for the what's that thing called? My blanket. And this is some weird edgy shit that I drew. God only knows when, because I didn't put a date on there. When did I do this? I was not in a good place though when I did that. But yeah, the rest of this is pretty much blank. So this is not by any means all of the art that I've produced or created. Not even fucking close. But this is what I have physically still intact. I mean, God, I don't even have the original drafts of my book anymore. Like, the oldest draft of this book is this one, which I'm not showing you guys because it's mine. It's not that I'm not doing that out of selfishness to gatekeep. It's just I want to protect my art so that it doesn't get stolen. Because I do fully intend on writing and finishing and publishing this book. So yeah. As a matter of fact, that's one of the things on my to-do list. Anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.